Hey guys, thanks for watching. My name is Sam, and this is Final Expense Selling. I started this channel really just because I know that there's a lot of lack of training out there. And when I was a brand new agent several years ago, I wanted to make sure, I was really hungry for knowledge. And back then, you know, I got licensed back in 2009, and they had YouTube, but it wasn't like it is now. So I wanted to just, you know, create a place where new agents that are possibly struggling can find a place to go where they'll get some of their questions answered, because that's what I was looking for when I first started. And there wasn't as many options that there were, you know, back then that there are now. But, you know, my channel is really designed for those agents. Final Expense Selling, that's the name of my channel. And my name is Sam. So, you know, this channel is really about my experiences and what I feel like other agents, new agents, are looking for that maybe they're not finding. So this video, you know, I really want to talk about how there's really a couple of things that you really need to be successful in this business. And as much as, you know, people may make it try to seem like it's more complicated, it's just really simple, and it boils down to two things. And all that is just consistency and having a marketing plan. So this business is you know, it's a very simple business, guys. And the thing is that, you know, there's other businesses out there that require a lot more overhead, like office space, employees. We don't need any of that. We only have two costs, and one is our car and the other one is our marketing. That's the most important thing in this business. You have to have a good car, a good reliable car, and you got to have a marketing budget. You know, a lot of agents tell me that you know, they don't have the money, or they don't have, like, I guess they don't have money to buy leads. But what I would tell them is not really necessarily to say that they don't have the money, but figure out, like, just ask themselves the question: how can I afford this? How can I make this happen? Because if you don't make it happen, you know, what are your options? Your options are what? To go back to a 9-to-5? You know, that's not really much of an option. You got to make this work, and you got to put in a lot of sweat equity in the beginning, possibly, and you gotta work really hard to get out of that position that you're in. No matter what it takes, your mentality should be, no matter what it takes, I'm going to get myself out. You know, don't have a plan B. Your plan A should only be the only option out there for you, because when you have a plan B, it kind of distracts you from plan A. So there's only two things that you need in this business: consistency and marketing, right? So basically, what I mean by that is a lot of agents, you know, think that a lot of agents, or maybe some trainers also may tell you to treat this as a job, which is a good thing. You know, if you treat it as a job, you work 9-to-5, you give it your all, you're gonna be successful. But what I would say to that is that don't treat this like a job, and don't think of yourself as an insurance salesperson. You know, you don't want to think of yourself as a salesperson. Think of yourself as a business person. And that would be a better, how shall I say, that would be a better way for you to think of yourself. If you think of yourself as a salesperson, you know, salespeople, it doesn't take a good salesperson to be successful in this business necessarily. It takes a good business person. And that's a huge, it's a huge mental shift from going from salesperson to business person, because a salesperson, all they're worried about is like the immediate sale. A business person is probably worried about the long-term success, or they're in it for the long haul, or they're playing the long game, right? And that's what I want you guys to do. Think of yourself, think of this as a career, not just a job that you just got and you're going to see how it works. Think of yourself as a business person, and you want to invest. You want to invest everything that you have, like emotionally, you know, all your effort and all your money into this business. That's really the only way you're going to be successful. So, and the reason why I bring that up is because when you start thinking about your business self as a business person and not a salesperson, the actual focus comes off your sales, right? You really don't want to focus on your sales. While yes, sales are important, that's not what's going to make you a lot of money at the end of the day, right? You're not in this business just to make a quick sale and then, be on your way. You're really doing this to build a business. At some point, you may want an agency. You may want a team. You may have other things that you can offer people besides just insurance. Like, for example, I have a coaching program. Not only do I sell insurance, I have a team of agents and I have a coaching program. So I have 3 streams of income. The more streams of income that you have, the harder it is for you to go out of business. And notice I say go out of business, right? You're not going to just, if you're thinking about yourself as a salesperson, you're going to think about yourself as going out there just to get some sales. And if you don't make any sales, you're probably going to quit. So stop thinking like that. Don't think of yourself as a salesperson. Think of yourself as a business person. And, at the end of the day, when you think of yourself that way, then you're basically setting yourself up for a long time success. And a perfect example of that is I'm a veteran in this business. I've been doing this for about maybe 10 years. And over the last 10 years, I've gained a lot of experience. And as I've said before, I've won multiple carrier trips. I've done multiple 6 figures, but everybody has bad days. And none of us, including myself, are free from emotion, right? Like, I'll give you an example. This week, I'm in Charleston, South Carolina. And Charleston, if you don't have the right attitude, if I didn't have the right attitude, I could have potentially thought that this is not a good area, right? But I know from experience that there's no such thing as a bad area and there's no such thing as a good area. It's all in your mind. So this week since I've been in Charleston, yesterday I had a really bad week. Yesterday I had a really bad day, okay? And the day before that, I had a bad day. But the crazy thing is that I was starting to think of the exact same things that I preach against, right? I started to think maybe this is not a good area for me to work in. Maybe I better go back to another area where the sales are easier. A lot of trainers will have you think that way, but I've sold all over the country. And when you sell, a lot of times, what you want to do is you want to look at the data, and the data will give you the real facts and the real answers. So the truth of the matter is my emotions were getting in my way, and I was starting to think that this is not a good area, even though I know better from experience. So let me tell you what happened. Yesterday and the day before, I must have seen like 9 people, right? Out of those 9 people, the first maybe like 7 people, they all said no to me, all of them. Now, that got me very discouraged, even if I know better. I know better. I definitely know better than that. So my emotions were taking the best of me. But right before, I have this mantra where I don't go home until I get a sale. You guys should never go home until you get a sale. Obviously, that should be what your goals should be. I mean, if it's like 10, 11 o'clock at night, then you probably want to go home. But you understand what I'm saying. Don't go home until you get a sale. Do your best to get that sale. If it's 7 o'clock and you don't have a sale, you're not going home. I'm not going home. So anyway, I followed my own preaching, and the last 3 sales, the last 3 people that I saw back to back, they were all a sale. And the funny thing is that I was starting to think that this is a bad area until I followed it through and everything turned around. So sometimes, being a good salesperson or being a good business person doesn't necessarily mean that that you're making a lot of sales. It's what you do when you get knocked down. Are you going to get back up, right? So you got to get back up, dust yourself off, and get right back into the fight. So that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully this video was helpful to you guys. Like I said, I've trained multiple agents, and if you guys are struggling out there and you want the fast track to success, my contact information is below. Subscribe to my channel. Every time I put out a new video, you'll get it. If you like my content, please share it with people you know. My information is below, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching.